Hey, what's up, Crypto Army? I'm Travis, your crypto newbie, bringing you my experiences so you have to learn things the hard way. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, and none of my content should be viewed as financial advice. So today we're going to talk about the greater crypto market. I was inside some of the Discord servers this morning, and I saw a lot of really panicked individuals. And one in particular that I was in was Star Atlas, and people were freaking out inside of that Discord server about the price drop and that people have sold some of their ships at a loss. Now, I generally don't recommend selling at a loss. It's the whole loss portion that I'm not a huge fan of. But to each their own. I generally prefer holding on until there's a profit and then selling, maybe. But I've said it before on this channel, you really need to have the perspective of 5 to 8 years on your investments. So there's a couple of main things I generally try to emphasize on most of my content. One, do your own research. Two, never invest money you're not willing to lose. And three, invest with the long term in mind. Those are kind of the three things that I go back and forth on and mentioning on my channel. Now, depending on whether you watch the entire video, you may not hear those things, but most videos I generally cover those three things where I try to incorporate into the video because they're kind of important. Now, as we can see on Star Atlas, 6 cents. And if we scroll down here, it hasn't been 6 cents in a really long time, if ever. That's pretty low. I don't know how long it was between the launch for Star Atlas and when it was listed on CoinGecko and what the price was before it was on CoinGecko. So I don't know whether this is an all-time low or I suspect it isn't an all-time low. Now, if we look at the entire crypto market, we're seeing a lot of red. Down, down, all over the place, and that's Tether, which is just kind of strange. Down, down, Cardano is down for the most part. And if I keep going down, you're just going to see more red. It's pretty much the entire crypto market. There's really not that many cryptos that are doing really well right now. Most of them are pretty low. Now let's look at Bitcoin with the 5 to 8 year perspective in mind. So 2017, if you bought it in 2017, and again, that's on the low end of the length of time I've been talking about, $700, just under 800. And it's worth what right now? 41,000. I think most of us would be good with that kind of an increase. I know I would be. You're not okay with that kind of an increase? Again, 5 to 8 years. How about Binance? So let's go ahead and look at Binance for a second here. Right now it's $459, which is a great buying opportunity. If you're planning on buying stuff with BEP20 in the coming months, it's a great time to buy. I don't know if it's going to go lower. It was pretty good a couple of days ago. When it was down in the 430s just a couple of days ago, that was pretty good. I bought some as well on that day, and if it comes back down into the 430s, I'll probably buy some more because that's a great buying opportunity. It's on sale big time. But if we go back to the beginning here, 18 cents, 12 cents, 10 cents. And again, that's 2017. So we're right in that 5 to 8 year period of time. That's why I said 5 to 8 years. Now, at its high right over here, 675. Imagine if you'd bought BNB back in 18, how much money you'd have right now. And this works whether you're talking Dogecoin or any of the cryptos. Buy with 5 to 8 years in mind. I know we all want to buy crypto and be millionaires in a month or two. It rarely works like that, and most of the time you can't predict the cryptos that are going to increase like that. Take Axie Infinity. Now, it's still doing really, really well, and it's definitely under the 5 to 8 years, but where do you think it's going to be in 5 to 8 years? It's got a lot of potential, as do a lot of others out there. Don't get wrapped up on the day-to-day. You buy for 5 to 8 years. If you don't think it's going to be around in 5 to 8 years, you might not want to buy it. Every crypto I cover on my channel, I look at it for 5 to 8 years. The fundamentals of the projects are good. So look 5 to 8 years. Now, do I hope that if you buy it now, you'll be a millionaire in a couple months? Absolutely. Especially the ones I'm telling you I'm buying also. I'm right there with you. When you've seen me buy a couple times on this channel, and you'll see me buy a couple more times, I'm upside down just like y'all are on those projects. You don't see me worrying about it. Look at things for 5 to 8 years. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I can be wrong. There's no guarantees on any of these crypto projects are going to do well. There's no guarantees that Star Atlas is going to continue to go up or be successful. None whatsoever. I think it's got a lot of potential though. Same thing with every other project I cover on this channel. Same thing with Reflex. And that one hasn't even launched yet. But I see a lot of potential there. I'd still like to actually look at the website and hear a little bit more about the utility. So the jury's still out, even for Reflex Finance, but it's got a lot of potential. And its growth has been phenomenal for a project that hasn't even launched yet. If you get scared and sell out of your position, more than likely somebody else is going to buy. And it's usually one of those whales out there, and they're going to benefit from you selling. If you haven't been in the crypto space for very long, one of the things you got to watch out for is whales will sell, tank the price, expecting people like us that don't have a ton of money to sell because we're scared. Then they buy in at a much lower rate and pocket all the profits when it goes back up. When you sell off and lose on a project that you used to believe in and nothing's really changed, all you're doing is helping other people get rich because they're buying the dips. They're waiting for you to sell and they're buying those dips. Hold on for dear life, hodl, diamond hands. This is a way to look at the crypto market and not lose out to the whales that are manipulating it, because there's a lot of whales that manipulate things. Star Atlas is a great example. Some of those ships are incredibly expensive, and I saw some people that were buying more than 1, 3, 4, a dozen of these ships. It was just a matter of time until they started selling it so they could buy it in at a lower rate. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Somebody else is going to come in and buy that at a much lower rate, especially after you probably invested quite a bit of money, percentage-wise, into buying that asset. And then you sold it for a loss. Somebody else is going to buy it. I'd bet money on it. Now, me personally, 6 cents, I'm buying the dip. Maybe it'll go down to 5 cents. And then I'll buy the dip again. And for Star Atlas in particular, you're talking 8 years. You won't even have a playable game probably for the next couple years. You are really early on this project. That's all I wanted to cover for today. Hope you found the content helpful. Let me know in the comments. Are you a diamond hands or are you a paper hands? Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.